We will overcome. We will overcome. We will overcome someday. Deep in our heart, I do believe we will overcome someday.
Democrats are set to take control of the U.S. Senate, House, and the White House.
This will go down as one of the most progressive administrations in American history.
God willing, everything is on the table.
You now can pass things without a filibuster threat. That's right.
Oh, you'll regret this, and you may regret it a lot sooner than you think.
You and I have a rendezvous with destiny. We'll preserve for our children this, the last best hope of man on earth, or we'll sentence them to take the last step into 1,000 years of darkness.
I mean, my God.
I've been to some really bad karaoke nights where like everyone is just messed up, and it's never come close to that sloppy.
There was somebody actually commented on Twitter that it was somehow worse than when I sing to open a episode of the program.
I mean, it's much worse. You've got a voice of an angel. What we're listening to there is horrifying. That was the Texas Democrats as they abandoned their jobs down in Austin, Texas, got on a private plane with a bunch of Miller Lite, landed in Dulles, I think, which endures the embarrassment, and then rolled into town and managed to humiliate themselves moment by moment throughout the course of the day.
It's I think it's great. You know, I mean, the song was obviously terrible. They were doing this press conference in front of the Capitol, and they got the lyrics wrong.
Well, that's the thing. This is a perfect example of like the Sorkinization of the Democratic Party,
that's
right?
Perfect.
You've got
these people think they're on West Wing.
Right.
These people, they landed here in what they are self-describing as some sort of a civil rights, and then they come to town and try to sing, "We shall overcome," except they don't know the words.
Right.
What a perfect indictment.
It is. It's such a microcosm of this entire quote unquote debate we're having over quote unquote voting rights. It's like they didn't read the bills, and they certainly didn't read the lyrics before they tried to sing the song.
Can we get? I don't know if Smash can cue this back up, but can we just get the beginning of that? They hit a tune, I think, that was previously unknown in American song, and I'd like to just see if we can get that one more time.
We will overcome. We will overcome someday.
Good God. And it really kills me is these people are like, it takes a lot of courage to jump on a private jet with some beers. And this is like Beto O'Rourke, all these like Dems are trying to turn this into like this moment. Like, oh my goodness, these people, they're standing up, they're saving democracy. No, they're not.
Precisely the opposite.
Yeah, they're not saving democracy, and the way that like even the way a lot of journalists are covering this is like this is the landing at Normandy, folks. These people had to brave a private jet and come to D.C. The horror of horrors.
Did you see? Well, it wasn't just the song and the plane and all the embarrassment that comes along with it. Did you see the lunch thing, Duncan?
I did. The one of these Texas Dem House members, Gene Wu, tweeted, "My fist," he misspelled first, "my fist meal as a fugitive. Delicious." And it's this like wilted Caesar salad from the Longworth cafeteria hall. It just looks disgusting.
As someone pointed out, at least it isn't cups. It's just like the bottom of the barrel. So at least they don't have that humiliation.
Wait, what are you talking about? They were in a house cafeteria. That's about 1,000 times worse.
That's how bad cups is, man. Worst coffee in America.
I dare you. But wait. This is and it's like a salad, right? It's everything that you imagined it to be.
Right.
Right?
Like it really looks like
he's getting his
meal. It looks like a Firefest meal.
He's acting like it's his rations on the front lines of a war.
And of course, he's just a rabbit, right? He's got the Caesar
and the Coke Zero.
Yeah, couldn't mix a piece of chicken into it.
You know, I think what I found most amusing about all of this is, you know, the Democrats are really trying to essentially run the same play that they did in Georgia.
Yeah.
Right? And there are a lot of people in the media who are obviously amplifying their message for them, but other folks are starting to see through this charade.
Oh yeah.
Surprisingly, Chris Cuomo at CNN,
Fredo himself.
Do we have that clip? Can we play that?
To join us in that fight.
I'll take on the problems with what they're doing in Texas with the Republican in a second. But there is an interesting, help me understand the mind of the Democrat here on this level. You're going to Washington to basically tell the Democrats in the Senate, listen, forget the filibuster. You got to blow it up and pass this because it's too important. And yet you're kind of availing yourself of the same remedy on the state level. You're a minority and you are gumming up the works because you are afraid of what will happen if you go there and the votes predominate. So aren't you asking on the federal level for them to take away the exact kind of tool that you are using right now to stop something from happening in Texas?
I mean, what options are we left with here? I mean, there's folks that are upset.
I am genuinely stunned that Chris Cuomo forgot he works at CNN and asked like a journalistic question.
It's going to be a big. He's going to have problems.
I mean, wow.
I mean, he's literally asking the question that we brought up on the last episode.
Yeah, right.
Which is incredible. So hats off to Chris Cuomo. I never thought I'd say that on the variety program.
I didn't think so either, but he deserves it. But it's rich with hypocrisy, idiocy. First of all, like the thing we can't blow by, and I know we spent a lot of time on it, but he can't blow by it, is what they're protesting doesn't exist.
Right.
Yeah.
What they are here to do is not happening.
Mm-hmm.
Right? There is not a single person in Texas, not one, who will be disenfranchised as a result of the legislation that is before the House and Senate in Texas.
Well, and here's the thing: is there's other stuff being voted on in this special session in Texas.
Right.
There's legislation on funding for foster care. There's other legislation affecting teachers, and the Texas House, denied a quorum, but the Texas Senate is still in session.
I saw that. So they're just ramming stuff through. Right?
Oh, I mean, they can vote on whatever they want, and I think it'll probably become untenable what they're trying to accomplish, especially as the media starts to realize you can't run the same play again.
Right.
Like you did this in Georgia. You cried wolf. People saw through it. We're not going to just, cover this spectacle ad nauseum because it's not good content.
Well, and people have been listening to the variety program.
That's right.
They now know what's in these bills.
I like the content they're bringing to make fun of them. So I hope they stick around
That's
to
what
make
I'm
fun of
saying.
them.
Yeah.
But yeah, sadly for left-wing journalistic outfits everyone in the mainstream media, sadly it doesn't give them the content they want.
I have two things that I got to mention about this crew because they're crystal clear, absolute rock solid rules of politics. It doesn't matter really if you're a Republican or a Democrat. There is one cardinal rule you just can't get over. Whatever your core mission, your core message is, whatever you're advocating for, the last thing in the world is that you want is to have state house legislators as your face and your voice.
That's pretty funny.
They will, if there is any way to humiliate you and your cause, that is perfect. These are folks that you most of the time have to be a little reluctant to let out in front of a camera, but to do it in D.C. in front of a national press corps, however favorable they may be, disaster.
Well, I saw the photos of these people trying to get influencer content
it's so
outside the bus, and they've all got their Instagram and their TikTok up, and they're trying to really capture their 15 minutes of fame.
And they link it to their donation.
Just pathetic.
Would you call them TikTok Texans?
TikTok Texans. It's just performative theater. For all these people who haven't read the bill and don't know the lyrics of the song they're trying to sing. You love to see it.
It reminded me that after 2008, when Obama was elected with a landslide, and there was a whole bunch of new House Democrats who basically had no business being there.
Right. And they're like, I got here. And it's like, no, dude, you rode his coattails.
But I thought the perfect depiction of all of that is when they were standing along the aisle for the State of the Union asking for his autograph as he walked through.
Right.
It's like you're supposed to be a member of Congress. Just perfect. Just perfect.
One thing I wanted to flag is that the Texas House has voted. The Texas House voted 76-4 to send law enforcement to find the absent Democrats, quote, under warranty of arrest if necessary. That's from Scott Braddock in Austin.
So, but I'm with Smug on this. I feel
don't
like
arrest them.
Keep
them around here.
Keep them around. Find a camera. Keep it rolling.
Yeah.
There's no individual who could do more damage to their cause than these guys are doing to themselves. No one.
Right.
Absolutely no one.
Stick around. Maybe we should pay for their hotel.
Wherever that may be.
Get them some more
Virginia.
Get them some more wilted Caesar salads.
The thing is that like the Dems are gonna very quickly see these people are a problem for them. These are not good messengers. They're already making it really clear that they all want to be just like influencers.
Right.
Like they're all doing their like TikToks and all this nonsense. Like these aren't primetime people, And like now apparently they've got a meeting set up with Kamala. It's like, oh boy. That is going to be a disaster. Like, it's going to be an actual episode of Veep. Can you imagine what this is going to be like? Some dude's going to try to take a selfie with a salad and Kamala and be like, hey, guys.
Dude, the writing's on the wall. And I think the media gets the joke now. I really do. CNN also had a headline that said, Texas spectacle may amount to Democratic futility. Wow. That's the headline on CNN.com.
Should be embarrassment, but I'll take futility.
It's great.
So one other piece of like infrastructure behind this trip that I found really interesting. I got a note this morning when all the pictures came out of all of these Texas Dems without masks on in the flight. And like anybody who's done air travel lately, you know what a pain in the ass it is. You have to wear a mask. You have, even in the airport, and it's all this federal mandate that Biden put into place when he first came in. Well, I get this email I got is from somebody who worked at the Department of Transportation at one point, and they said, dude, this mask mandate is not about commercial air travel. It's about air travel. But furthermore, it's also about bus travel. And TSA is actually in charge of fining everybody individually, collectively, and the charter companies for anyone who breaks the mask mandates. And he's like, by this picture, I feel like there's at least 4 separate offenses.
That's so great. That's so great. So when the Texas Rangers finally arrest these people, they're going to have to quarantine them.
But the other thing was there's an option for to go on a no-fly list.
Oh.
Put them all on the no-fly. That
Can
would be
you
incredible.
imagine?
Yeah, and then just do another special session.
Oh, it's so
Can't
good.
leave now.
Sorry, folks.
Door's locked.
Door's locked. All right. Well, that's enough fun with the Texas Dems. Should we play a game?
Let's do it.
Let's play a game.
King of the Hill returns.
Let's do it.
So, Holmes, you have Jennifer Rubin.
I do.
She survived
the queen,
the death penalty on appeal.
Yeah.
A real power play, I must say.
It was a brave maneuver. That unlike what the Texas Dems are doing, this took real bravery.
Real courage.
Risking her from being banned.
Wow. Smug, who are you bringing to the table today?
Highly requested. First time contestant, Amanda Carpenter.
Wow.
Great choice.
Wow. Yeah, I saw someone actually asked me on Twitter if she was eligible, and of course she is.
Certainly. Yeah.
This is great.
Yeah, she's a high-level recruit. I think that's somebody I've taken a look at 2 or 3 times over the last 6 months, and she always could cobble together like 1 or 2 that was really, and I could never get that third one.
Yeah.
But I know just because I've been on Twitter a little bit this week watching Texas Dems, she's got what it takes.
She's really bringing the taste.
Wow.
Let's
All right.
go.
Well, let's go ringside. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. Welcome back to King of the Hill. It's time for our main event. In the blue corner, hiding out of the Washington Post, standing 5 feet 4 inches tall, and current champion of the world, Jennifer Brainworms Rubin.
And now, in the red corner, fighting allegedly from Pierre Omadier's checkbook, standing 5 feet 8 inches tall, the old side switcher, Amanda Carpenter.
Okay.
All right. So round 1, Holmes, you got to go first because you have our defending champion.
So as you know, lately, part of my success is about setting the tone.
Yeah.
And I like to set the tone. So I've got one I think it's pretty good here. Jennifer Rubin. She comes at this one July 12 at 10:30 a.m. Kick a couple of cups of coffee in, and out comes some just amazing bigotry. Our politics have fallen victim to the primal scream of once dominant white evangelicals. They prefer an authoritarian theocracy to a multiracial society in which they are the distinct minority.
Wow. Paint with a broad brush there. Hey, Jen.
But dude, it's not only an indictment in her, like the Washington Post can keep someone around who says that an entire religion are white nationalists, essentially.
Right.
That they prefer their authoritarian theocracy to a multiracial society. Multiracial. It's not like you have to believe in the same stuff we believe in. It's like, no, I just don't like the way you look. I mean, what an outrageous statement.
That's good. What do you got, Smug?
Here we go. I'm setting the tone, too.
All right.
I think this could be just a 2-round knockout, but let's get this out of the way. Amanda Carpenter, 5 p.m. I truly believe the Texas Dems have much more sense of urgency about the situation than the Democrats in D.C. They're going all out. They get it. Washington Dems are obsessed with the infrastructure. It kills me.
Wow.
It kills me is good.
It kills me.
Because there's still the semblance of pretend that Ruben doesn't have yet.
It kills me.
It kills me is pretty funny.
Wow. Well, I mean, Smug really tailored the content for the episode, which I appreciate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. This is really strength versus strength.
Yeah, look, I'm going right at it. I think what I'm playing, he's got great humor. I'll concede that. The absurdity of her trying to say that she is in any way disturbed by what she's hearing from Democrats. But like the other side of this is to call all evangelicals opposed to a multiracial society. I feel like that's a grenade that has a lot of shrapnel to it.
It is. This is the problem, though. It's like Jen Rubin, it's sort of, we've mentioned this before. It's like the standard for her is so much higher.
It's very high.
Because everything is brainworms, Can you read yours one more time, Smug?
Absolutely. I truly believe the Texas Dems have much more sense of urgency about the situation than the Democrats in D.C. They are going all out. They get it. Washington Dems are obsessed with the infrastructure. It kills me.
It's an interesting. What makes it such an interesting tweet for me, at least, is there is a whole cottage industry on Twitter of people saying their side, doesn't fight the right way.
But you know what's so great about that is it's transferable.
It is.
She made her entire career out of saying Republicans don't fight.
Right.
And now she's become a Democrat, and Democrats don't
fight.
What an idiot.
Right. Well, that is the whole theory of the Lincoln Project, right? It's like, Democrats, we got these Republicans now. They know how to fight. They know how to win. So now we've got these Democrats or these Republicans to make these ads for us.
Yeah, so we can get
so
real
we
tough.
can win. Here's the thing, though. I mean, that Jen Rubin take, it can't be beaten.
It can.
Wow.
Yeah.
If it was something less than the entire evangelical movement, you could see it. But that is really an explosive claim.
It was strength versus strength. All right, Jen Rubin wins round 1. Smug, what do you got?
All right.
Okay, this is Amanda Carpenter, July 12th, 9:11 a.m. Who is relentlessly, needlessly creating conflict over Mr. Potato Head, vaccines, and the existence of big cities again? I mean, good question. Who is? And it links to her Bulwark article.
I thought she was just throwing that out to the crowd.
So was that like she's saying like culture war, Republican culture war?
Oh wait, it's a Tim Miller Bulwark article. It's a Bulwark article.
Yeah, well, it almost adds to it that it's a Tim Miller thing. Okay. I'm gonna save my cannon for last because I think I can get the job done with this one.
Wow, that's confidence.
Yeah, I think I can get the job done here. R's notion of law and order. Just hold on, just that fact. I got to regain my. Okay. R's notion of law and order. They seek to render it unpredictable, increase the discretion of the state when their side's in control, and attempt to accomplish what would otherwise be politically untenable through misdirection and harassment.
Oh, dude, no way. Amanda Carpenter saying that, the existence of big cities again? Like, who the hell?
Well, so the thing I like about the Amanda Carpenter take is if she needed some example of like a culture fight, she could have said, critical race theory, or something that we're actually talking about today. Like the Mr. Potato Head thing was like 5 months ago.
Yeah.
Somehow stuck in her head.
And the existence of big cities, like that is such a weird.
I don't know what I didn't know that was an argument.
I had no idea.
But here's the thing. Like you got it. It's a thinker for Jen Rubin, which never happens.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it's actually a more esoteric take.
Yeah, it never happens. But she's got like increase the discretion of the state. Like, you mean basically everything that Democrats are doing? Like literally everything that Democrats are doing? Attempt to accomplish what would otherwise be politically untenable through misdirection and harassment. You mean like this entire voting rights discussion that we're having right now? Right? I mean, everything is just flipped on its head, which I thought it was kind of a perfect, I don't know.
I like it. I mean, I got to say, I prefer my Jen Rubin when it's
like
just
brainworms.
When it's just straight brainworms and it's, I don't give a shit. I'm going to actually tweet it.
Yeah.
I don't like it when she's thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I think round 2 has to go to Amanda Carpenter and Smug.
It's fair. It's fair.
Big cities.
I've got.
What was that? Big cities.
Okay, I've got.
The
existence of big cities.
You think this is going to be a put away?
Yeah, I do. I don't have any question. Just as they erected thousands of Confederate statues during the post-Reconstruction to reassert white dominance, they once again seek to distort history in service of white supremacy. Their current mission: to rid schools of the non-existent critical race theory.
Wow.
Suck on that.
I mean, come on. That's not very surprising.
Come on.
Not surprising.
No. Critical race theory is now the same people who erected Confederate statues and are white supremacists.
I got one that's germane to the episode too.
Wow.
Here we go. Again, this is yesterday. I mean, Carpenter was just going off. Texas Dems, come and get them. Insert graphic here. This is about voting rights. No holds barred. Come and get them. Now that's a take.
I feel like
come and get them.
And she put in brackets. Insert graphic here.
Right.
She's like, "Hey, free idea.
Do you think
brilliant people?
Do you think it was her giving them ideas, or do you think somebody wrote that tweet for her?
I hope no one
and was
wrote
like
that for her.
And was like attached a graphic to the email and she forgot to include it.
That would be hilarious.
Oh, that would be good. That would probably
insert graphic here. Is it in brackets?
Yeah.
Oh,
dude, that's a social media manager.
Wait. No way.
It's in brackets.
Can we have the can the judge?
I need to physically see this tweet in writing.
There it is.
Before I make my ruling.
I mean,
that would be incredible.
I wasn't prepared for misuse of social media.
Look,
is it?
This is alleged, but I think somebody wrote this tweet for her.
Well,
Insert graphic here in brackets.
Wait, hold on.
Look at this.
I gotta see it.
Do you think she's being cute, or do you think somebody wrote that tweet
The thing
for
is
her?
you can't tell is what matters.
Texas Dems.
It's either bad or worse.
Them. Insert comment here. This is about voting rights, no holds barred. Come again. But here's the thing. I don't understand it.
Without
way.
the graphic. Because I guess there was a graphic
But
that's supposed to be there.
If it's a misuse, it's hard to say.
But
Here's the thing. I don't understand half of Jen Rubin's tweets.
No, I know, but you can't. The other thing is it's such an egregious misuse of social media because you can't put text underneath.
And for
the
that
graphic.
reason,
Wait,
Amanda Carpenter wins.
Yes.
That is a victory.
Yes.
It is gross misuse of the internet. Judge and jury will not stand for
No,
it.
that is a precedent that's never
What a
been broken.
win.
That's. I will.
It was confusing.
It's confusing. I'll think. Look, at the risk of helping my opponent, but I think justifying his victory, which again, I think Rubin got robbed. But I think that Amanda Carpenter is working for one of those Pierre Almendier offshoots. I don't know for sure, but
Allegedly.
But you remember how they formed that whole Republicans for the Rule of Law, the Bill Kristol, and none of them were Republican, but they ran a bunch of ads. I think they've reconstituted some of that to try to deal with what they say is quote unquote voting rights. It's Republicans for voting rights or something like that. And it seems to me that she's sort of nestled in there.
That tracks.
So if that is the case, and that's the misuse of the internet that we've cited here, it would explain a few things.
That's hilarious.
Wow.
Oh, that's really good.
That was a good game.
What a great game. As always, just a fun little something.
Well, that was a pretty solid emergency podcast episode. I mean, the content that we got from these idiots in town, Texas. I mean, we had to drop it.
We would not be doing our jobs as the Ruthless Variety Program if we did not take the moment and enjoy, really, and allow everyone to enjoy the content that was provided by the Texas Democrat
It
Party.
was such great content, man. It was like alley-oops and tomahawk jams on Twitter all day, and that content can't just sit until Thursday. We had to get it out.
And we got King of the Hill in, all around a very, very solid emergency pod, if I must say so myself. So
Agreed.
Outstanding work, gentlemen. So until next time, minions, keep the faith, hold the line, and own the libs. We'll see you on Thursday. Stay ruthless.